Good morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Thursday, November 9th, 2023. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. We'll get to Kyle Shanahan making a big change for his coaching staff in a minute, but first, we begin every show with the injury report. We finally have one now after so long, with the Niners coming off a bye week. 3 players did not practice yesterday. Aaron Banks with turf toe, Trent Williams with the ankle, and Ray McLeod due to illness. Drake Jackson was limited with a knee injury. That's new. And we had a bunch of guys coming back that were full participants in practice, including Robert Beal, Dre Greenlaw, that's good news, Darrell Luter, Deebo Samuel, and Samuel Womack. Again, that last group all practiced in full. Now, there's a little bit more info on one of those injuries that I'm going to let you hear from Kyle about in a minute, but we have to get to the big coaching staff change. We've been talking about Steve Wilks and the defense for a long time, but finally, the change that so many 49ers fans wanted to see is here. Steve Wilks is going to be on the sideline.
We're going to put him on the field this week, something we've talked about for a little bit. I think there's pluses to it and minuses to it, but we'll see what we like about this week.
Why move Steve?
Just because of some of the stuff you do in the box, all the advantages to it, which are great, but I kind of want him to be down and be near our players a little bit. They've had that more just with the linebacker communication in the past, and I want him to be down there so he can talk to guys a little bit more.
That will certainly satisfy a lot of 49er fans, but personally, I don't think it's going to change that much. The 49ers need to adjust their scheme and their play calls, and I don't think that Wilks being able to talk directly to players on the sideline instead of using a phone is going to have a big impact on that, honestly. I really don't. But as many of you on Twitter have pointed out, I'm not a player. I'm not a coach. What do I know? I just hope the location of Steve Wilks is not the only adjustment the 49ers make coming out of the bye week. Now, one more thing before we go. Let's go back to Kyle Shanahan. He gave us a little more information on the Trent Williams injury. It's a little bit worse than just the low ankle sprain it was initially diagnosed as.
Yeah, I think obviously there is. I mean, just when he's got a lot of history in there with stuff. It didn't show up as a high or anything like that, but when you've had that over your career, there's a number of things that with how it's taken longer than expected to heal, it's more than a low.
That is not great, of course, but the hope is that Trent can get back on the practice field this week. And let's please do a rain dance, pray, whatever you got to do for Trent Williams, because I think we have all seen enough Jalen Moore to last a lifetime. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Thursday. ESPN.com did sort of a mid-year analysis on every single team, and they have a stat in there for every one. And there's one about San Francisco that really explains exactly how they have lost 3 straight games, and fortunately, how easy it might be for them to get back on track. If you want to read it, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch, if you're like me and you can't wait to see Chase Young get on the field this Sunday, check out the link in the description. Brian Baldinger did a film breakdown of Chase Young that should whet your appetite and make you very excited. Also, Kyle Shanahan did say yesterday he expects Chase to have a big role against the Jaguars. One thing you may have missed, this is not football related, but it should make you happy if you like television. After 118 days on strike, SAG-AFTRA has officially reached a tentative agreement with the studios on a 3-year contract. TV and movies, baby, they're coming back. Let's go. I need more stuff to watch. Let's be honest. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Levin and I are going to be live today, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We usually don't do live shows, but Levin's work schedule has worked out, so he and I will be live. Please come join us. We'll be on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We love taking your questions, your comments. We'll have plenty to react to, given the news with Kyle Shanahan and Steve Wilks. Enjoy your Thursday, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.